This video, I will show you how to use map themes in your QGIS project and then use them in QFIELD. Before I start with the example, I want to briefly describe what map themes are. Map themes allow us to save different views of vector layers with or without base maps. And these views are very helpful because we can switch from one view to another view without doing it manually for each of these vector layers. In this example here, I have 3 layers, line, polygon, and point, and it's a simple example. However, you may have QGIS project with several layers. However, you can follow this example to do the same and create your map themes as needed. So I already added some simple symbology to these layers, and in order to create the map themes, I'm going to put these 3 layers in a group, and then I'm going to create another group with the same layers. So also you can see that I have 2 base maps, the Esri topo and the Esri satellite. So and I'm going to create a view with the topo base map and one with the satellite base map. So first I'm going to select the 3 vector layers, and I do right click, and then I'm going to click on group selected, and I'm going to call this first group base map topo. I'm going to use the topo base map for this view, and I'm going to create another group with the same layers just to have a different view that is similar to this one. So right click, copy group, and paste layer. It pasted within the group, so I'm going to drag it out. Now I have it out of this first group, and I'm going to call this second group base map satellite. I'm going to save my project right now. And now you can see that the base map topo, right? We have lines in blue, green for the vegetation sampling, and red for the points. If I turn off the topo base map, you can see how everything looks in the satellite base map. I would say everything looks pretty good too, but if for some reason you see that the colors are not very helpful, especially when you are in the field, you can change the symbology. Let's just try this. Let's change the lines symbology, just the color maybe to white. I'm gonna turn off the topo option. So again, it's just a matter of how you like to, to display your vector layers. You can also use like the different type of symbology, not necessarily only single symbols. And so now I'm gonna leave that up to you. I'm gonna cancel this. And now I just change this symbology a little bit. Let's do the vegetation sampling too, just to make it a little different. Just change it to maybe some teal. And I'm gonna save my project one more time. And now I'm ready to create the map themes. So in order to create the map themes, in this case, I want this first group to have the topo base map. So I'm going to select the group. I'm going to uncheck the second group. So make sure you only have checked the vector layers and or base maps that you want to use for that view. Now I'm going to use Esri topo for this one. And now I'm going to go to manage map themes, that is under the layers group window. And I'm going to click on add theme. And I'm gonna call it base map topo just to make it easier to follow the example. And I'm gonna click OK. And now I'm gonna add my second view. So I'm gonna turn off this base map topo. I'm gonna turn on the base map satellite layers. And I'm gonna do the same, turn on the satellite base map. I go back again to manage map themes, and I'm gonna add another theme. And in this case, I'm gonna call it base map satellite. Now I click OK. Now I click on save. Okay, so now my project is ready for QFIELD app, but before that, I need to upload it to QField Cloud. If this is the first time you are using QField and QField Cloud, I would definitely recommend you watching my video about QField with QField Cloud, and I also have some other videos about QField in my playlist. Something important, again, if this is the first time you're using QField, it is that you need to install the plugin QField Sync, even if you're not using QField Cloud. If you haven't done it before, you go to the Manage and Install Plugins, and you're gonna look for QField Sync. After you install it, then you can close the window. And in my case, I have it here on the top right. And before I upload it to QField Cloud, I'm just gonna double check everything looks good. So I'm gonna go to Configure Current Project. There's not too much to do here really. I'm gonna use QField Cloud, and I have my map themes here. In the section of cable export, just double check that I have my layers, and I click apply and okay. I'm gonna save it one more time, and now I'm ready to upload it to QField Cloud. Again, make sure you watch the video about QField Cloud. It is the first time you're using QField with QField Cloud. I'm gonna click on this cloud and then enter your username and password. And here on the bottom left, I'm gonna click on the other cloud, and I'm just to add a new project. I'm gonna leave this as the recommended, and I click on next, and I'm gonna call this Math Themes 2025. The same here in my local directory. This is where the actual project gets saved in your computer. And I'm gonna I always try to keep the same name, and then create. Okay, so now that my project have been uploaded to QField Cloud, I'm gonna go to my mobile device and open the project there and see how the map themes look there. Okay, now here in my mobile device, I already opened QField app. If you need to install QField app, you can go to Google Play or your Apple Store and download it from there. So after you open QField app, and if you're using QField Cloud, you're gonna need to enter your credentials as well. Probably don't need to enter my credentials again. So I'm gonna click on QField Cloud Projects, and I'm gonna refresh my project list. And now I see my map themes 2025. I select it and I'm gonna download it. This may take a few seconds. Okay, so now that the project have been downloaded in my mobile device, I'm gonna open it. Okay, and now here I can see, if I go into my layer list, I can see my map theme. So this one is the base map satellite, and I also have the topo one, so I can switch between one or the other one. And you can also make edits, right? Doesn't matter in which group you do the edits. So let's say if I'm just gonna do quickly one more point, if I do it on the base map topo, I enable editing, and if I add, let's say, edit here, so it's very obvious point. And if I go back to my layer list and I switch to base map satellite, and then I switch here again to the base map satellite, the point is there. Okay, this is all I have. If this video was helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you.